The Indiana state lawmaker is working to keep organs donated by Hoosiers in Indiana.
The announcement of Representative Ron Bacon's proposed bill comes right after an Evansville teenager donated his organs after passing away on Christmas Eve. Eyewitness News' Miranda Meister spoke with Representative Bacon today and is here tonight with more. Miranda?
Brandon, we aired this video of the honor walk for 13-year-old Glendon Superman Stovall last week. His family made the decision to give the gift of life to someone else in his memory. Now Representative Bacon wants to make sure Hoosiers who help Hoosiers first when they're giving the gift of life. At least 2 teens in southern Indiana donated their organs after dying in 2019. We were there for the honor walks of both Glendon Stovall and Mason Bogart. Now, after they've given their gift, State Representative Ron Bacon wants gifts like theirs to stay in the Hoosier state. It started after a conversation with the state organ procurement organization.
They were the ones that informed me that the federal government had made some new rules, and we're working on some new rules to affect where the organ goes after it is procured from the donor. And they were very concerned that more organs are going to be leaving Indiana and going to higher populated areas where they have more people on the list that need organs, but less people, less percentage of people that are organ donors.
Bacon says in Indiana, around 75% of people are organ donors, but places like California and New York fall well below that. The Indiana Donor Network says 114,000 people are waiting for a life-saving organ transplant, and 1,300 of those patients are here in Indiana. They also explain what factors go into deciding who gets the organ. They say, quote, recipients are determined based on clinical factors such as blood type, proximity to the donor, and medical urgency. Bacon says the decision would be made when getting a license or ID.
When you go to the BMV and you put it on your license that you are an organ donor, you can also designate that you wanted to stay in Indiana if it's a match.
But there would be a choice.
If you don't care, that's fine. You don't need to do that. So you don't care where it goes, who gets it, then the individual who's donating the organ can do it that way.
For Bacon, the big thing is keeping organs in the state.
So then we have the opportunity to keep it in Indiana, where it has a better chance of being utilized by an Indiana resident.
Bacon says if there's not someone in the Hoosier state that matches the donated organ, it would be up for whoever needs it outside of the state. A hearing date for Bacon's bill has not been set yet, but General Assembly reconvenes January 6th.
Something we'll continue to watch. Thanks a lot, Miranda.
Well, the Indiana Donor Network says Glendon Stovall was able to save 4 lives by donating both kidneys, lungs, and his heart. The celebration of life for Glendon will be held January 2nd and 3rd at Alexander Funeral Home North Chapel. Visitation will be from 4 to 8 p.m. Thursday. Funeral services will be held on Friday at 1 p.m.